When Capcom released Resident Evil 7 Biohazard in 2017, it gave the impression of a deliberate rebranding aimed at distancing the series from some of its less successful past entries. In the years that followed, the franchise managed to bring back familiar characters while striking a delicate balance between well-crafted scares and a touch of over-the-top flair. For a while, I worried the series might swing back towards excessive action. However, Resident Evil Requiem demonstrates that the franchise still has the ability to deliver genuinely unsettling, weakened horror while also including completely absurd combat sequences that feel like an older, joke-living version of John Wick. After spending several hours with the final version, I'm almost certain this game will be remembered over time as a standout entry.
The doctor will see you now.
My preview began with an older, more seasoned Leon Kennedy, now working for the DSO to combat bioterrorism. After receiving an invitation from the mysterious Dr. Victor Gideon, Leon arrives at the Rhodes Hill Chronic Care Facility. Within seconds of greeting the receptionist, the facility goes into lockdown, and zombified staff immediately attempt to tear our hero apart. From the opening moments, Leon's action-oriented approach is immediately clear. This is a man who has saved the world countless times and obliterated every kind of monstrous threat. He doesn't hesitate to kick an infected stranger. Leon has never felt more powerful in a Resident Evil game. Every bullet lands with satisfying impact, and Leon's punches, kicks, and melee attacks all prioritize eliminating the threat first and asking questions later. During training, you're asked to grab a chainsaw, a cruel weapon that transforms from something that once could kill Leon in one blow into an unstoppable death machine. Yet the challenge remains. He can still die. Even with a full arsenal and abundant health, survival requires precise shots and careful dodging. I'll share more about Leon soon, but not long after, I encountered the timid FBI agent Grace Ashcroft and spend a few hours experiencing the game from her perspective. The narrative doesn't clearly explain when or why Victor Gideon abducted Leon and confined him at Rhodes Hill, but it's clear he has access to sensitive information and is caught in the middle of an Umbrella Corporation conspiracy, the usual setup. Grace's default viewpoint is first person, and the instant action sequences echo the tense opening hours of Resident Evil 7. Ammo and healing items are scarce. Every encounter could be fatal, and I was often facing multiple zombies at once, with escape as my only option. She isn't very fast, struggling to aim steadily with any weapon. Presumably, she will become more skilled as the story progresses, but Capcom has deliberately positioned her as a vulnerable source of fear, which serves Requiem's horror elements perfectly.
You can stand under my umbrella.
I spent the next few hours navigating Rhodes Hill, searching for escape routes and answers. Grace can easily smash through a nearby window, but in true Resident Evil fashion, the only way out is a door that requires 3 separate objects to unlock. The facility is immediately comparable to the Raccoon City Police Department. Each wing feels like its own complete level, full of detail and exploration. Inside, you encounter patients and doctors turned zombies. One particularly memorable puzzle has you locating a set of fake organs on a decaying body to retrieve a keycard from the wrist. Puzzles generally require finding the correct item to access a new area or unlock a box with additional clues. Their complexity never feels tedious. Rather, it makes the chase satisfying and rewarding. Every clue you uncover feels like a lifeline, even as your health and ammo dwindle. Grace can be knocked down with just a few hits, and ammo is never plentiful enough to simply shoot your way through every encounter. As for enemies, Requiem redefines what it means to be a zombie in the Resident Evil universe. The creatures at Rhodes Hill aren't just mindless, brain-hungry corpses. They're people trapped in their own minds with no hope of escape. Often you'll see them performing tasks from their former lives. Attendants flipping light switches, janitors cleaning bathrooms, or doctors fiddling with surgical tools. Their combat abilities reflect this. Patients can hurl IV poles at Grace, while surgeons use sharp instruments to sever limbs with precision. Even in close-up, the zombies' faces show tear tracks, as if those infected are still conscious and aware of their tragic fates. This makes fighting them far more unsettling than in previous entries. For lighter moments, there's even a giant door-crashing baby that tries to eat Grace for lunch. Thankfully, Grace's lack of combat prowess is offset by careful, strategic gameplay. Soon, you gain access to a syringe that collects infected blood from defeated enemies. This blood is a versatile crafting material. It can be used to create ammunition, healing items, or extremely powerful syringes capable of taking down tough enemies in a single hit. It rewards you for exploring and playing stealthily. Quietly eliminating zombies is far more efficient than wasting multiple bullets on each. And that horrifying talking baby? You'll need 3 syringes to fully defeat it, but those same syringes are useful against regular enemies, preventing tougher variants from returning. Requiem stays true to the series' expectations, while introducing intriguing new mechanics that make exploration genuinely exciting. What's particularly interesting is how the story provides a version of Leon post-Resident Evil 6 events, hinting at richer storytelling opportunities when returning to the ruined streets of Raccoon City. The writing and performances are strong, with a touch of self-aware humor and arrogance, yet the game's terrifying atmosphere ensures that fear remains central to the experience.
That old, cold, and moldy feeling. As promised, let's shift to the final segment of this preview from Leon's perspective. He's undeniably a powerful character, and taking control of him after navigating the terrifying corridors of Rhodes Hill as Grace is intensely satisfying. For hours, I had skulked through the halls as a timid analyst, hiding from the infected and only fighting when absolutely necessary. Now, I'm a middle-aged, muscular man who can tear through each enemy with ease. In one memorable encounter, a hulking chef patrolled the kitchen, something I had narrowly avoided as Grace. As Leon, I blasted the chef's head with a salvo of shotgun shells and moved on, feeling a rush of cathartic power. I made it a point to systematically sweep the entire facility, eliminating every living thread inside. It was a form of satisfying revenge, and I loved the sudden bursts of action. I'm also excited to see how the game will connect the areas explored with different characters into a cohesive experience. Each area is entirely unique, yet as characters continue to work toward the same objective, Requiem has ample opportunity to shine creatively in both combat and puzzle design. Even in these early sections, it's clear that Capcom is venturing into ambitious territory, something we haven't seen before in a dual-protagonist Resident Evil adventure. When Resident Evil Requiem was first announced, I feared it wouldn't be another successful return for the series. I worried that Capcom would once again prioritize action over fear, letting the franchise's identity slip into mediocrity. But this time, it seems they understand that eerie horror and over-the-top action can coexist, and when handled properly, they can complement each other to create something truly exceptional.